What if the Earth were flat? If Earth had an edge, I really hope it would look like this. Sheer cliff at the rim of a massive pancake world. No, I know, we've been down this rabbit hole before. But admit it, there's something oddly fascinating about it. A flat Earth solar eclipse, diagonal trees growing toward the center. A towering ice wall circling the disk, guarded by NASA, of course. Flat Earthers definitely have an imagination. But let's say, just for a moment, that they were right. What would actually happen if Earth were flat? Welcome to What If. And here's what would happen if the Earth really was flat. Flashback time. In case you missed the newsletter from the Flat Earth Gazette, let's recap. For thousands of years, many civilizations believed the Earth was flat, and the sun, moon, and stars revolved around it. Then came Nicolaus Copernicus. With his bold new idea, nope, the Earth isn't flat, and it certainly isn't the center of the universe. Instead, we're spinning around the sun on a beautiful, round globe. Fast forward 500 years, and despite mountains of evidence, some people still believe Earth is flat. But how could that possibly work? Let's talk gravity, you see. Planets form into spheres for one main reason. Gravity. Gravity pulls everything toward a central point, equally from all sides, shaping matter into a ball. Flat Earthers argue that gravity doesn't exist. They say the Earth is just accelerating upward through space, giving the illusion of gravity. But there's a tiny problem. You can't accelerate forever without eventually reaching absurd speeds. Ever seen a burnt pancake flying through space exactly? But let's play along. If there were gravity on a flat Earth, it would behave very strangely. Gravity would pull everything toward the center of the disk. The further you moved from the center, the stronger that pull would become. So much so that at some point near the edge, you'd actually be walking uphill. Against gravity, that's one way to keep people from falling off. And that majestic 45-meter high ice wall circling the rim, yeah, you'd never reach it. Everyday life on a flat Earth. Life on a flat Earth would be ... weird. Trees wouldn't grow straight up. Instead, they'd lean diagonally toward the center. Rain, snow, and hail would all fall inward, toward the Arctic hub at the center of the disk. Water would pool there, creating one massive ocean in the middle. As for the air you breathe, that's a whole other issue. Gravity would suck too much air toward the center, meaning people near the edge, like in Australia, might suffocate. Meanwhile, those living near the center would be crushed by atmospheric pressure. There's a much bigger problem: the magnetic field. Our round Earth has a magnetic field thanks to its rotating molten iron core. That field protects us from solar radiation and holds our atmosphere in place. Flat Earth? No molten core? No magnetic field? Eventually, the atmosphere would just drift off into space. Without it, we'd be exposed to deadly solar radiation. Hope you've got a spare spacesuit. How would day and night work? Flat Earthers believe the sun and moon are each about 50 kilometers wide and orbit above the flat Earth like spotlights. If the sun were a spotlight, though, you'd see it from everywhere. Even if it wasn't shining directly on you, it would be like an alien abduction beam, 24/7. And a system like that wouldn't give us a proper day-night cycle. To fix that, the sun would have to move in tight circles, turning light on and off for different regions. But this still means no time zones, no seasons, and definitely no normal sleep schedule. And if the sun were the size flat earthers suggest, it wouldn't be hot enough to keep us alive. If it stayed its actual size but orbited a flat Earth, it would fry the entire disk from being so close. So, either you freeze or burn. Take your pick. What about eclipses? Now here's where it gets interesting. Flat Earthers believe in an antimoon, a shadow object that causes lunar eclipses. But real lunar eclipses happen when Earth blocks the sunlight from reaching the moon. On a flat Earth, that geometry just doesn't work. You'd need some serious special effects to fake an eclipse. So what if flat Earth was real? If the flat Earth conspiracy were true, and our globe really was photoshopped, with GPS devices rigged to keep us in the dark, that would raise serious questions about everything we know. But the real problem isn't the shape of the planet. It's cognitive dissonance, holding on to beliefs that clash with evidence simply because they feel comfortable. In a world full of pseudo-evidence and internet echo chambers, it's easy to be misled. Even Copernicus might have had second thoughts if he watched 10 hours of flat Earth TikToks. Oh, and by the way, have you ever seen a donut-shaped Earth? That's a story for another What If.